Представляет came up unsuccessful in his attempt to win gold, but can his countryman Olga Лагодная change that? She is the oldest fighter competing here in the finals at 42 years old. Pretty unusual for an amateur to be that old, but also probably means she's got just a ton of experience, and clearly she has been skilled enough to make it to the finals.
Yeah, normally we're seeing our athletes about half her age, so it's interesting to see her here and I'd love to know what the reason is behind that and what her influences are and what bring her here. Maybe battling some personal demons, but fantastic to see that this competition is open to all ages, to all backgrounds, to every nation. You know, it's what makes IMAF particularly special. So I wish her all the best as she goes in here to try and claim gold in our Abu Dhabi 2021 World Finals.
Absolutely. MMA just has so much diversity, like you said, age groups, ethnicities, countries. You truly will meet people from all around the globe inside the cage. As the Russian neutral athlete, Olga Лагодная, prepares to enter the cage.
And now please welcome her opponents from Kazakhstan, Hayshan
Kazakhstan's Asian Abdulkadir hoping to score a third gold medal for her nation here today. And yeah, she is actually exactly half the age of her opponent. Traditionally, the younger fighter seems to have a little bit of freshness with them, but then again, there is no way that they can have the same experience as the older fighter. Two powerhouse nations of MMA, Kazakhstan and the RMMAU.
Yeah, familiar nations here at IMAF, both taking home many a gold medal. 21 years old, taking on 42. I remember when I was coming up and I was on the Ultimate Fighter at a young age of 24, and I took on Dylan Andrews, and he was 34 at the time, 35 maybe, and I was very nervous for the fact that he had about 4 times the amount of fights as me and 4 times the amount of experience. I feel like it did affect my performance. Hopefully, in this case, Aizan has got a much stronger mind than me. As she comes in, looks calm and ready to get this one going.
Okay, well, let's hear it from Ricky Wright with the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, IMAF present 3 rounds in the women's lightweight final. Introducing first in the blue corner, representing our RMMAU, Olga Лагодная. And her opponent in the red corner, she's a 2019 Junior World Silver Medalist from Kazakhstan, Hayshan Abdulkadir. Your referee in charge of the action from India, Vikash Sharma.
Follow my command. Touch close, go back to your corner.
Okay, here we go. We are set to continue here with this lightweight action between the RMMAU and Kazakhstan. Lightweight, of course, 70.3 kilograms or 155 pounds. Here we go. The Russian neutral athlete in the advantageous position up against the cage here, right in front of our broadcast position.
Yeah, Olga looking very powerful here. Gives up the double underhooks though. Aizan looking to turn off of this fence. Gets good head position. You can see that strength from Olga. Doesn't have an underhook at all, but manages to keep square. Good hip position. And this forward pressure.
And you can't sort of replace experience with, you know, hunger as such. It is just so important. And it can be daunting, like you said, Luke. I mean, it was a little bit for you when you were in the Ultimate Fighter, just knowing that your opponent has been in there so many times. So
yeah, looking great so far. This Olga has very, very good position and is sticking to her like glue, tight on the hips, making it very difficult for Eisen. You can see she can't get an underhook, searching now for one, and even when she did have one, she still couldn't move her. I believe very powerful is Olga in this position.
And what should Ayşan Abdikader do to get out of this position?
Well, she needs to search for those underhooks. She's like trying to now grab hold of the neck. Looks to try and get this guillotine. Has an arming guillotine attempt as they fall to the mat. Manages to get the guard as well. High elbow on the right side.
That looks tight. Although it's kind of hard with a cage impeding the Kazakhstani's offense here. And she's out of it. Is our MMA Olga Лагодная.
Yeah, Olga on top now. Got good position for ground and pound. Utilizing it well. Trying to pass these legs. Ayşan looking to sweep.
Oh, nice.
Can sit on top. Great work. Manages to bully her down now as well with that right hand side under. As the head needs to be careful, just doesn't give up the back here.
Bit of a scarf hold there from...
Yeah, old school judo scarf hold from Ayşan. And she's just got to be careful that she can't pop out the head and come to the back. Olga now trying to use that hook on that left side, try to free her head, and she'll come directly to the back. Needs to keep hold of that wrist. See how she's got hold of this far wrist. That's going to stop Ayşan from turning. Gets the head free. Now she has one hook, trying to come back on top. Gets to the top position now in the half guard. Could also spin around to the back. Opts not to. 10 seconds. Under the chin.
Oh. Can she score a last-second submission? And the time runs out. Perhaps Ayşan Abdikader was saved by the bell there. She looks pretty fresh heading back to her corner, though.
Yeah, Ayşan made a bit of a big mistake towards the end of that round. She really pulled in her hips and lifted her chin, and when she lifted her chin, this is her attempting a high elbow guillotine. Was close. She managed to get the guards, but she just didn't get this elbow high enough, and ultimately Olga ends up on top with a bit of ground and pound and managed to take the back. Big shots on top too from Olga. I mean, Ayşan now would have felt the power of Olga. Maybe that was something she was worried about. Young athlete taking on the older. They always say, I mean, usually the phrase is man strength, but maybe woman's strength as well in this case.
Absolutely.
So maybe struggling with that a little bit. You can see in the exchanges of wrestling, very powerful is Olga as she stands to her feet here for round number 2.
Let's see lots of wrestling offense from the RMMA Olga Лагодная in the first round. Let's see how the second round plays out. Intense look in the eyes of Kazakhstan's Ayşan Abdikader. It can be very exhausting as well. Carrying your opponent's weight like that. It was a nice little counter there from the Russian neutral athlete.
Nice right hand from Ayşan.
And heading into a finals, Ayşan, she likes to throw. She likes to trade shots. She's doing it so far in the second.
Yeah, landing the nice left hook there. Throws little barrages, comes through with 2, 3, or 4. Good left hand landed by Ayşan there. Frustration and a swing and a miss there from the right hand.
Oof. They are throwing down here in this lightweight battle. Oh, that was a nice overhand right there, connected for Ayşan Abdikader.
Yeah, Ayşan both throwing overhand rights at the same time, but Ayşan finding a home. They're kind of just taking turns.
And it's definitely fun, but it is risky for sure.
Just looking at each other, waiting, saying, well, should we go? And then they just throw shots, and whoever lands, lands. No setups, no movement, no feints, just toe-to-toe action back and forth. Bit better there, lateral movement from Izan. Sets up with a feint, comes charging through, forward, that's better. Big swing.
Oh, that was a nice little exchange there. It looked like Aisha might have gotten a better that one in particular. And interesting, the first round was so wrestling and grappling based, and it's pretty much been all striking here in the second.
They're content to throw down here. As they both swing at each other. No kicks, pretty much just a boxing match.
Oh.
Boxing with MMA gloves.
So far, both fighters seem to have connected, but all the same, both fighters pretty unfazed.
Good connection there from Izan. Seems to be a lot more confident now as we're in the last 30 seconds of this second round. Just charging up, getting ready and throwing 3 or 4 shots, running forwards.
She seems very willing to eat a shot in order to give one.
I think she's felt the power now of Olga. She knows she can take it. She's happy to step through. I'd like to see Olga sit down on a right hand, sit down on a big shot rather than throw waning backwards.
Yeah, you typically don't generate a whole lot of power when you're going backwards.
Well, power is generated through the ground, you know, so when you watch these striking exchanges, if you just look at where their feet are, they need to be pushing into the ground to create power. As you're charging forward, your weight creates power, and but you're not going to knock anyone out with your power off the ground. So for Olga, when she's coming in, she just needs to sit her weight down, bend her legs a little bit, twist through her right hip and throw that right straight down the thrown in 2s, 3s, 4s and 5s.
And also she was, for the most part anyway, the one pressing the action forward, which when it is even, when they are going sort of strike for strike, that can be the deciding factor in swaying the route into your favor.
Yeah, definitely she was the aggressor out of the two. And let's see if fatigue plays a part. 42 years old. Don't know if anyone at home's watching in their 40s, but it's not easy to get up and train and run 10 miles. This third and final round is like the last couple of miles of that 10-mile run. It's just swinging like rock 'em, sock 'em robots.
They are going for it here, giving it their all.
Big left hand from Izan, finding a home. Stepping through.
Still, I like the fact that Olga Лагодная, you know, obliging. She is taking part in these striking exchanges, despite all the success she had with grappling in the first round.
Step back well there, throwing the straight shots.
And look, just as I say that, commentator's curse. Лагодная goes for the takedown, has her opponent clinched up against the fence here.
I feel like maybe it's a good decision as we go 2 minutes in. She needs this round. She needs to convert a takedown, get on top, and we need to see more of what we saw in the first from her. Izan needs to exit and get back to throwing those bursts.
And both fighters' supporters really trying to make themselves known and heard here in the arena. And I wonder if perhaps the Russian neutral athlete's corner told her to get back to some of the grappling that she was successful with in the first round. I mean, why leave it up to the judges in such an even fight? Why have it that close when you might have an advantage? Oh, but look at that.
Nice hip toss here from Olga. Reverse though. And Izan in a precarious position here, needs to be careful of the triangles and the arm bars.
Seems to be out of danger so far.
Yeah, good high hips. Forward pressure as we enter the last minute of this round. Someone needs to make a statement. This is where gold medals are won. This is where championships are won. Final minute of the third round. Who wants it more?
It's all or nothing here. Who will bring home a gold medal? Will it be the RMMAU's Olga Лагодная or Kazakhstan's Ayjan Abdukadir?
Yeah, Ayjan struggling here, doesn't want to, make a mistake because she's in a dangerous spot, trying to pass her hips through to the right-hand side, which is what she should do, but it's hard with the cage right there. I feel like, the referee's standing us back up for the final 15 seconds. He wants to see some more Rock'em Sock'em robots. And they oblige. Big overhand left. And the fight comes to an end. Close competition between these two girls. They embrace, show respect. 2 times the elder is our RMAU Olga.
And I'll tell you, there's not a whole lot of 42-year-olds that can make it to the finals at the IMAF World Championships. So there is always time.
Here in the highlights, we see just a barrage of shots that come in. Both girls landing well. Hard to see who was more definitive. That's up to our judges here at IMAF as they collate the scores and do the math. Let's just hope Ricky Wright is not in charge and they've got a calculator.
I love this unofficial ongoing beef here.
He interrupted me yesterday when I was commentating, so he's in for it. He's in for it as he waddles up to the cage. Here we go, we pass it over to the Welsh Dragon, Ricky Wright.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards, who scored about 29-28 red corner, 30-27 blue corner, and 30-27 for your winner by split decision. And now the IMAF Women Lightweight Champion of the World, in the blue corner from our RMAU, Olga Лагодная.
There you have it. Age is just a number. 42-year-old Olga Лагодная gets the victory and gets the gold after decisioning Kazakhstan's Ayjan Abdukadir.
Or they say you're only as old as the woman that you feel. Feeling here, a 21-year-old, so half the age, doing well, showing that energy. 2 years young, taking home the medal. Extremely proud of the nation should be as well. Fantastic job here from Olga Лагодная.
I mean, she stood her ground in those exchanges. I have a lot of respect for that because she was having so much success with the grappling. You wouldn't falter for shooting right away.